Every day, when the school bell rang, 16-year-old Leo hurried out. He slung his violin case over his shoulder, raced down the street, and took the corner onto Willow Street. Back in high school, it hadn't been unusual for students to drop out, skip classes, or bunk with friends. But Leo never skipped a day. That's because the classroom wasn't the only place he had to learn life lessons. Willow Street was old and quiet. Small shops lined both sides, their windows reflective the soft glow of the neon signs inside, making it seem like the sun was shining through 7 colors instead of 1. But Leo never went into the stores. All he did was walk down the street until he got to the corner where it curved. There, under the dim light of a hanging lamppost, he opened his violin case, tuned his instrument, and played. Leo wasn't famous. He wasn't particularly brave, and he wasn't even trying to be brave. He just played because he had to. It was uneasy being a 16-year-old and having everyone think you a hero because you defeated a bully. Leo still remembered how terrified he had been that day. And he didn't want to feel like that again. So he played to calm himself. First, no one paid much attention. Most passers-by were too lost in their own thoughts or were busy checking their phones to notice the music. But Leo kept playing, pouring into each note all the unspoken hopes and loneliness he carried inside. One gray Thursday afternoon, the sky so dark it looked like rain might fall. Leo noticed an old man. The man always walked past at the same time, eyes fixed on the pavement. That day, Leo played a slow, haunting melody. He focused on the minor key, letting the sound of the violin fill the street. The man hesitated. For a brief moment, he stopped and looked up, his gaze meeting Leo's. Then he walked on. The next day, Leo played again. The same man paused longer, listening, then continued. Over the next few weeks, this silent ritual repeated itself. Leo kept playing his violin, pouring his heart out in music. And the old man kept walking by, stopping to listen for a while, and then continuing on his way. Neither spoke a word. But for Leo, the old man's presence became a kind of company. He started looking forward to their daily meetings. Then one evening, as the sun painted the sky with hues of orange and purple, Leo's music faltered. His hand trembled. His mind was heavy with worry. His mom had lost her job, and if things didn't improve soon, they might lose their apartment. The violin felt heavier than ever in his hands. That day, the old man approached Leo for the first time. His voice was cracked with age, but gentle. "That piece you played earlier, what was it called?" "My wife used to love it." Leo blinked in surprise. "I don't know the name. It's just a folk tune I learned." "Ah, she would have loved it. The man paused, his eyes distant, as if seeing another time. How long has your mother worked at the flower shop on Elm Street? Almost 20 years. Ah, I see. She's a good woman. You know my mom. The old man looked back at Leo. Not personally, but my late wife, Clara, often bought flowers from her. She liked the lilies, reminded her of your song. The old man smiled, a faraway look in his eyes. My Clara, she had a beautiful singing voice. She loved music. We used to dance in the evenings, waltz around the living room, just like you are doing here. He gestured to the empty space beside him. I miss her dearly. She passed away 8 years ago. It's lonely sometimes. Leo felt a lump forming in his throat. I'm sorry. It's all right. I've come to terms with it. I'm just saying, it's good to hear music. Brings back memories. The old man's eyes twinkled. You're playing. It touches people's hearts. You don't know how. Leo stood there for a long time, the old man's words echoing in his ears. He realized that the music he thought was just for himself actually touched others. Suddenly, Willow Street didn't seem so lonely anymore. From the next day, Leo returned to Willow Street with renewed purpose. His bow danced over the strings, weaving tales of joy and sorrow, painting pictures of laughter and tears. The music flowed through him, vibrating in his chest, resonating in his soul. Though the melody changed, there was a constant thread of emotion running through it. People started gathering around to listen. A woman in a nurse's uniform paused on her way home, leaning against a nearby tree. A young boy, holding his mother's hand, peeked out from behind her skirt. An elderly shopkeeper leaned against his broom, his weathered face softening as the music filled the twilight hours. None of them knew Leo's story, but they sensed the honesty in his music. They heard echoes of their own joys and sorrows in the violin's voice. A week later, the old man came back to Willow Street, his eyes crinkled with a smile. He held out a worn sheet of music, its edges yellowed with age. This was her favorite piece, he said quietly. Would you play it? Leo unfolded the sheet, revealing faded ink that had once danced gracefully across the page. He ran his fingers over the notes, feeling the weight of the old man's request. As he started to play, the melody filled the street, tinged with nostalgia and love. The old man closed his eyes, tears glistening on his cheeks. When the song ended, he whispered, "Thank you," and walked away. From then on, the old man visited every weekend, bringing new music for Leo to play. Sometimes a lively jig, sometimes a soulful ballad. Each piece was a new story, a new memory. One Saturday, the old man didn't appear. Leo waited patiently, but the old man didn't come that week or the next. Leo worried he might have had an accident, or worse, that he might have passed away. Days turned into weeks, and Leo kept playing. Each note now a tribute not only to the old man's wife, but to the quiet bond they had shared. As winter settled in, Leo played through the wind and the cold. The cheers of the crowd grew faint, replaced by the whisper of the wind and the rustle of dry leaves underfoot. Passers-by began leaving small gifts behind, coins or small notes, or just a nod of thanks. Then one evening, a young woman approached, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "Your music," she began, her voice shaking. "It reminds me of my grandmother. She used to play the piano the same way you play your violin." She paused, taking a deep breath. "Thank you for playing." In that moment, Leo understood that music didn't need applause to matter. Even unseen, it could comfort hearts, awaken memories, and weave silent connections among strangers. Years flew by. Leo continued playing, his music maturing with him. He performed in grand concert halls, sharing the stage with world-renowned musicians. Yet Willow Street remained special. It was the place where he learned that the smallest concerts can change lives most deeply. One day, much older now, Leo found himself drawn back to Willow Street. He walked slowly, his steps echoing the wisdom of age. The street looked much the same, yet seemed different, too. The music shop, where he had poured his heart out for so many years, was gone. In its place stood a modern clothing store, its glass windows reflecting the neon lights of the city. An unexpected lump formed in his throat. The music that had once filled these streets now echoed only in the chambers of his heart. He wondered if the old man still walked these streets, if he listened to the music of a younger generation, or if even the memories had faded with time. With a sigh, Leo turned to leave. Then he stopped. No, he decided to stay. He sat on a nearby bench, pulled out his violin, and played. His music, seasoned by years of experience and emotions, filled the air. It was a melody of nostalgia, of quiet strength, and a hint of melancholy. A testament to a life well lived. A tribute to the old man and all those who had touched his life through music. As the final notes faded into the twilight, Leo felt a profound sense of peace. He understood that music wasn't just about applause or fame. It was about the connection, the shared emotions, and the silent understanding that transcended the boundaries of language and time. And as the stars twinkled above Willow Street, Leo knew that the music would continue echoing through the generations, keeping alive the stories of hearts that had once played in harmony.